How's everybody doing? This is L.A.Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. And you guys know I couldn't ever do a Halloween situation without one of the greatest stories, haunting stories in American history. It would definitely be the Bell Witch tonight. And with my friend over in front of us, going to set the mood. Remember, we talk about everything here from the cryptid, supernatural, unexplainable, extra-dimensional. We talk about everything here. Unusual. I might have said that already. We talk about everything here, right? Spark the imagination, pique the imagination, giving everybody something that's on my fans list, something to come in and just relax your mind, right? Get things off your chest. And I'm not going to take up too much of your time because this is pretty extensive, because this the Bell Witch goes back a long way. Really goes back a long way. And I'm talking the history is vast. So with all of that being said, right, let me get started. The party don't start. Hold on. Wait a minute. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, okay? Again, we do this raw and unedited to give it that organic feel. Make sure you take this information with a grain of salt, or however you process it, which means that, if you process it this way, process it that way, as long as you're not taking it too serious, or take it serious and then do your own research. But again, the party don't start till you walk in. And now that you're here, let's begin. It has been called America's greatest ghost story, and it happened right here in Tennessee. In the decades since the witch or the spirit first manifested around the Bell family on their farm in Robertson County in the early 19th century, the Bell witches attracted the attention of ghost hunters, skeptics, supernatural religious leaders, storytellers, authors, historians, and curious citizens from all over the world. Earliest sources of the Bell Witch legend are dubious at best, but provide a terrific look at the pervasiveness of the legend and the progression of the Bell Witch story through the years. The two most famous sources, an American and an authenticated history of the famous Bell Witch by M.V. Ingram, published in 1894, and A Mysterious Spirit, The Bell Witch of Tennessee by Charles Bailey Bell, are essentially the same narrative, differing only in detail and style. Both these sources tell a fascinating story of the supernatural and provide the basis for much of the Bell Witch folklore. So it's big, so what I'll do is I'll just jump around and I'm actually show you some video footage, all right? John Bell was born in Halifax County, North Carolina in 1750, the son of William Bell and Ann Jones. In 1782, John Bell married Lucy Williams, daughter and prominent farmer John Williams of Edgecombe County, North Carolina. The Bells bought a farm in Edgecombe County and began amassing wealth and influence in the area. In 1804, the family consisting of John and Lucy Bell and their children Jesse, John Jr., Drury, Benjamin, Esther Zadok, Elizabeth, Richard Williams, and Joel Egbert built a house and started a farm on 1,000 acres, located on the Red River in Robertson County, Tennessee. And I remember that area pretty well. Let me drop down. The disturbances began. The Bell Witch, of course, is a mystery. In early accounts, the spirit itself provides its origin, stating, "I'm a spirit. I was once very happy. I was very happy, but I've been disturbed and made unhappy. I'm the spirit of a person who was buried in these woods nearby, and the grave was disturbed. My bones disinterred and scattered, and one of my teeth was lost under this house. I am here looking for that tooth. Of course, this cannot be verified. However, a number of Indian burial mounds could be found in the region." Let me see. The first appearance of unusual disturbance surrounding the Bell family is usually reported as an incident on the farm which John Bell fired a shot at a dog-like creature which vanished. Drury and Betsy also began seeing strange creatures near the property. These sights are accompanied by strange sounds around the house. Betsy, Drury, and John began to hear unaccounted for knocking on the door and windows. The sounds of wings flapping against the ceilings and the sound of rats gnawing on bedposts. More disturbingly, the sound of choking and strangling could be heard along with chains dragging and heavy objects hitting the floor. Sounds emanating from the bedroom as if the beds were suddenly and roughly pulled apart, to which was added the sounds of fighting dogs chained together, making the noise deafening. In all cases, the source of the noise was never found. No rats were found at the home despite thorough searching, and no damage to the furniture was ever discovered. During these demonstrations, the family refused to speak of the events to their neighbors. Now, the spirit increased its activity, sometimes physically abusing the members of the family. Joel, Richard, and Williams, and especially Betsy, were subjected to being struck, pinched, and having their hair pulled relentlessly by the Bell Witch. Lucy and John Bell Jr. were left relatively unharmed by the witch. Lucy was proclaimed by the spirit to be the most perfect living woman, and the witch showed a great deal of compassion towards her, even caring for her and singing to her while she was ill. John Jr. had long, intense conversations with the witch, but he never failed to show his animosity for it, declaring to be the spirit of the damned. Let me see. The witch had a dislike for the family's slaves, tormenting them relentlessly, beating them, and refusing to allow them into the house. A Bell slave named Dean stated that he encountered the witch several times and that it appeared frequently in the form of a large black dog or wolf, sometimes with 2 heads, sometimes with no head. Dean also claimed to be turned into a mule and attacked several times by the witch. Okay. He carried with him at all times his axe and a witch ball made by his wife as protection from the witch's influence. I've never heard of them having slaves. Okay. Let me see. Visitors and neighbors were not immune from the witch's performances either. In one instance, the witch set 3 dogs, Caesar, Tige, and Bugler, on traveling shakers who never traveled by the farm again. There's a silver bullet mentioned here. Another neighbor and husband of Esther Bell, Bennett Porter, fired a shot at a knotty log that had been conjured upon by the witch. She struck the bark and cut into it, but the conjuration vanished. Only bent the tree and the bullet hole remained. Like I say, it's a lot of information, right? Okay, then they talk about the death of John Bell. One of the central goals of the Bell Witch seemed to be the death of John Bell Sr. Old Jack Bell, as the spirit called him, was blasted with curses, heinous threats, and serious physical torments. As the abuse continued to impact his psyche, Bell took to his bed and was cared for by John Jr. On December 19, 1820, John Bell failed to leave his bed, and John Jr. went to the cupboard to retrieve the medicine for his care. Instead of 3 medicine vials, he found only 1 vial. It was the third one, full of dark, smoky liquid of unknown origin. The voice of the witch gloated. It's useless for you to try to relieve old Jack. I have got him this time. He will never get up from that bed again. She claimed the vial that she gave old Jack a big dose of it last night while he was fast asleep, which fixed him. The contents of the vial were thrown into the fire and erupted into a blue blaze. John Bell died December 20th, 1820. The Bell Witch crashed the funeral, disrupting the service and singing bawdy drinking songs. And it says here where you see Andrew Jackson when he went in. Like I said, the history is vast. It's a lot of information. They're saying that there's a cave. Let me see. Added to the National Historical Registry in 2008, the cave is the only original feature from the legend that can still be seen today, largely unchanged from the way the Bell family would have seen it in 1817. Though numerous eerie events have been reported by visitors to the cave, including the renowned difficulty in taking photographs around the site in the pre-digital age, nothing on the scale of the original haunting centered around the Bell house, long since torn down, has been reported since the early 1800s. This thing, like I say, it's really it's a huge history, right? So what I'm going to do now for you guys, I'm going to play a particular video that helps the spooky season. So you guys bear with me for just a second here. Before I get on, I don't want to take too much of you guys' time, but I got you, so I got you here. Let me make sure that I put on a good show for you guys, all right? Fair use, YouTube, fair use.
Adams is a pretty farming community, quaint and welcoming. But is there something more sinister lurking about here? Adams is said to be the home of the Bell Witch, a spirit who calls herself Kate, arguably Tennessee's most famous ghost.
I heard about the Bell Witch for many years growing up, and of course there's been movies made about that, so it's gotten some national or international notoriety.
Kate reportedly haunted the Bell family of Adams in the early 1800s. She was especially cruel to teenager Betsy and is said to have poisoned patriarch John Bell. Kate supposedly still lives in a nearby cave, but apparently doesn't like video cameras.
Over the years, lots of media crews have come here to Adams to do stories on the Bell Witch. Now there are jokes about microphones not working, cameras malfunctioning. Well, we've been here about an hour and our equipment's working just fine.
All around Adams, Kate remains a celebrity. There's a Bell Witch Cafe, festivals, and a theater production about the spirit. Add to the lore the Bell Cemetery and this log cabin and school built by the family. But can a witch be good for agriculture?
This is still a farming community. Adams and Robertson County is still one of the top 5 agricultural counties in the state of Tennessee.
UT Extension Director Paul Hart says ag generates $100 million in sales to local producers each year, and a good bit of that coming in agritourism. The Bell Witch legend draws visitors here, and they spend money.
It's a built-in marketing tool, is what it amounts to. We have people that come all the time, year-round. They happen to be in the area, and they've heard about Adams, and they've heard about the Bell Witch, and they want to come see the school, and go out to the cemetery.
Tom Head operates Shade Tree Farm, where he has an apple and peach orchard. They also sell other agritourism items and make their own cider.
We've made cider under the shade tree. We went through the process to be certified to be able to sell that to the public and put all that together so that we could sell not only apples, but apple products.
If the Bell Witch is real, Tom Head has no desire to chase her away. He appreciates Kate's contributions to the local ag economy. Farms and frights. In Adams, it's a bewitching combination. This is Chuck Denny reporting.
I'm going to stop that right there, because what I want to do, there's actually, let me see, bear with me here. Put us back on our friend for a second or two. Because there's actually a video of one of his descendants speaking, of one of John Bell's descendants that spoke. Let me see if I can find it.
Now, my dad, when I was my great-grandmother.
Okay. Now, this is one of his the Bell's descendants. And so, let me try to get that for you guys. All right.
Yes, I am. John Bell's granddaughter was Mary Augusta Bell, and she was my great-grandmother.
Wow. Okay, well, so what do you think about all this?
Well, I believe it. When I was younger, nobody wanted to talk about it. But now my dad helped move the cabin from one of the Bell properties over to the schoolhouse. And I've had two experiences up there, one at the cave and one where a brand new car wouldn't start when I went up to visit there at the farm. And I've had several experiences with knocking and so forth, so I really believe that spirit is still around. And I don't know if y'all have talked with Bob Bell or not, who is the owner of Austin and Bell Funeral Home, but he has had an experience where his grandmother had her china to fall out of the cabinet and did not break. She called he and his daddy to come down there to her home, and when she heard the noise, and so that was really something to see a bit of China.
Let me ask you, as a member of the family, what is your theory about what this witch is? What is the Bell Witch? Where did it come from?
I truly believe that it had to do with a neighbor named Kate.
You think it's that next door neighbor?
Yeah.
All right, Kate, thank you.
There was a bad land deal between John Bell and either her or her husband. I don't remember exactly which one, but anyway, I truly believe it with all my heart.
That it made her so mad that she is the one that has done this.
Yeah, and they say that the vial that was given to John Bell, they gave it to the cat, and the cat died after he passed away.
Right, he supposedly drank a vial of something, and that's what killed him.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, Kate, thank you. What do you think? What do you think of what she's saying, all that?
Well, John Bell had a property line dispute with Josiah Fort, who was the younger brother of the minister of the Red River Baptist Church. The dispute was handled in church, and Josiah Fort was asked to leave. He didn't come back till after Mr. Bell passed away. The Batts connection to a dispute was the one I was talking about earlier with charging too much interest. That was with a man named Benjamin Batts, who was the brother-in-law of Kate Batts. And so I don't see where Kate Batts was involved in any of the Bell Witch stuff. And as far as
but she was alive when he died, right?
Right. She outlived him.
So it's hard for her to haunt him.
Right. And the Benjamin Batts case with her brother-in-law, John Bell, he actually won the case, and John Bell lost the case. So I don't know why there would be any grudges.
Huh. Okay. I mean, it's very interesting to talk about. Now, I said, maybe we get to Peggy. All right, we'll take a break, come back. We'll try and get to you, Peggy. Condense your thoughts, okay? Condense them, because you're not going to have a lot of time. Take a break. Be back right after this. So while we were at break, we got a...
All right. There you have it. Well, let's drop that computer. I don't want to do that. Okay, there you have it, man. There you have it. Some information, some additional information. Like I say, I didn't know they had anything to do with slaves. That's a whole nother topic, but pretty intense regardless. I mean, pretty sad that they tormented the poor slaves that actually had nothing to do with it. They were just a victim of more circumstances. Pretty messed up. But you guys, man, what do you think, man? Would you dare want to be caught in that situation with the Bell Witch? Would you want to be victimized in the way that they were victimized? It's more intense than that. I just wanted to touch on it and see what you guys think. Please comment with me, you guys. Give me some thoughts. This video is longer than what I anticipated and what I wanted it to be. But I do remember, see, Tennessee down in that area is one of my stomping grounds. I used to run up and down the road chasing the ladies. Well, not necessarily chasing ladies. I have a lot of female friends down in Tennessee, Houston County, Erin, Tennessee, Paris, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. And me and some of the fellas would drive, and I would always see Adams, Tennessee. And I mean, I knew what that was, and I would always see the Red River. And, you know, wasn't much to it when you're driving with the fellas, but I remember coming home many a night by myself, and it was pretty, and it was dark, and it was always eerie just to think, and I kept thinking, maybe I should just drive on over there just to see, and be, you know, try to be bold, you know, be bold for what, not knowing exactly where I'm going to be going. That would have been stupid, because, hey, I don't know anything about that stuff. I don't even know anything about that area. And then if you're going there late at night by yourself, 1 to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning by yourself, because that's when I'll be coming home sometime, because the drive was long to where I live in Kentucky, we'd have a good time. Scaring myself. And we all knew the story of the Bell Witch coming up. Used to be a thing where you had to say her name 10 times in the mirror and then she would appear, but none of us were ever bold enough to do that. You guys remember that? You know, they use Candyman now for that, but it used to be the Bell Witch. You say her name 10 times, and she would appear and scratch your face up. Supposedly. Never tested that theory, and don't you guys test that theory. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not suggesting that you try that. But again, man, it is that is pretty intense, what we just saw, what we just witnessed. All right. So, we're going to close this thing out, and I appreciate you guys' time. We're going to get the Foes of God out this month, either the middle or the end of the month. I have t-shirts, as a matter of fact, with the book cover on the front of the t-shirts. I'll be giving those out to the first 10 people that buy books. I'll be shipping that out with the book for you. Yeah, man. Let me close it out, because this has been L.A.Kendrick from Would You Dare. Remember, check the dark recesses of your home. Check the dark closets, right? If you happen to work late at night or early into the wee hours of the morning, make absolutely sure that you check under your car, inside of your car. Be mindful of your surroundings and protect yourself at all times. Because just like in this story, you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A.Kendrick. And like my friend here is freaking me out. Until next time, you guys fill in the rest.